A monster producer is a legendary creature who combines multiple skill sets to dominate their market. Are you ready to dominate?
All right, folks. Happy Tuesday to you. How's everybody doing tonight? Doing good? You looking good? Coach Michael Burt. Man, it's so good to see everybody here. I just flew in from Scottsdale, Arizona, where it was sunny and beautiful. And I always tell people, man, how can you be depressed in Scottsdale, especially this time of year, right? All right. It's good to see everybody tonight. I got a topic that I think is going to be very powerful for you. As you know, or many of you know, I am writing my 17th book, and that book is called Flip the Switch: How to Activate the Prey Drive in You and Your Team. And this book and concept is really, man, it's something I've become fascinated with. And one of the questions I like to ask people is, what could you wake up for the rest of your life and be both fascinated by and motivated by? If you had to spend the rest of your life studying something and you had a curiosity about that something, and it would both fascinate you and motivate you, what would that topic be? Okay. And for me, that topic has become prey drive. And for you to really understand, I was sitting in a workshop with a former Vietnam veteran who was leading the workshop, and he was in the war dog division of the Vietnam War. And his job was to wake up every morning in the jungle in the Vietnam War and to go out ahead of the infantry with a dog. And their job was to sniff out bombs, booby traps, ambushes. And I want you to imagine waking up in the middle of a jungle every night or every day, and that was your job. And I want you to imagine the psychology of what you had to tell yourself every day before you went into that job. And during this workshop, this gentleman continually referred to the animal having a prey drive. And so I'm sitting in the workshop and I'm thinking, prey drive, P-R-E-Y-D-R-I-V-E. And so I go to the dictionary and I look up this word, prey drive. And if you have a dog, I was just at the Phoenix Zoo, and I was noticing some of the animals, and it would tell you what the animal's habitat was. It would tell you what it preyed on, and it was telling you what activated its drive, right? And there was cheetahs and lions and bears, and you know, of course, we stayed at that zoo about 2 hours too long. If you've ever been to the zoo, you know what I'm talking about, especially when you got an 8-month-old son. But it was fascinating to me on what those animals, what they got up every day and how they went into to get what they preyed on. Well, they had a prey drive. And so I look up the definition of prey drive, and it said an animal's ability to stalk, capture, and kill prey. That is a prey drive in an animal. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, and I'm drawing an association. And the association is humans have a prey drive, right? For 28 years, I've been coaching people. And what I've really been doing is trying to activate a drive in that human to see a bigger picture and want to go pursue something bigger in their life. Okay, does everybody see that? And I have this huge revelation during this workshop, and I tell my wife, I'm like, that's it. This is what I've been doing for 28 years. First as a basketball coach, and then as a business coach of some of the top people in the world, is I have been activating this prey drive in people. Except it's not a person's ability to stalk, capture, and kill something. It is a person's ability to see something and pursue it. Okay, to have the persistence and intensity to move towards something bigger in your life. Okay, to even want something bigger, to become interested in something bigger. Okay, and so I tell my wife during that workshop, I say, man, this is it. This is what I'm going to become known for. I'm going to become the leading authority in the world on activating this prey drive in people. And so when I tackle a concept, Pat, what I really do is I deconstruct the concept and then I codify a concept. So I studied the top 20 motivational theories. I broke those down, deconstructed them, codified them, applied the parallels to what prey drive is in a human. And then I came up with 3 activators of a prey drive and 5 components of prey drive. So there's 3 components of prey drive in your life, and there's 5 activators of prey drive in your life. This is based on 28 years of my experiences. So if you're here tonight and you're going, I want my prey drive activated. I want to activate it in my kids. Because I can't tell you how many people come up to me and said, Coach, I got a 25-year-old and they're laying on the couch, sleeping till noon and eating Cheetos all day. Can you help me with them? Or I can't tell you how many people say, can you activate the prey drive in my husband? Can you activate the prey drive in my wife? Can you activate the prey drive in my team? And I'm like, yes, the answer is yes to all of those questions. Because inside that human, I believe, is a prey drive. Okay, it has not been activated. My wife didn't activate hers till she was 30 years old, folks. And it was activated by coming to one of my workshops. Okay, she had never read a self-help book. She had never been to a personal development seminar. She had never been interested in her goals. She had never wanted to do something big. And I watched my wife on the flight to Phoenix sit there and map out and plan out her retreats for this year. Okay, that's the same woman who never even thought about having dreams and goals and ambitions. Now she told me, she said, all I need you to do is show up and coach a little bit. I'll handle everything else. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about right there. So her prey drive is activated. So if you're out there going, how do I activate my prey drive? Tonight, we're specifically going to talk about dreams and prey drive. Meaning, how do you take all the dreams you've had in your life and use your prey drive to move toward those dreams, to quit using excuses and conditions of life and considerations and hesitations in life to keep you from pursuing your dreams. Because within every one of you, you have a dream, man. You have a vision. You have a goal. You have something inside of you that wants to, right? And if you don't, it's because, right, something has prohibited, something has suppressed that prey drive. So let me give you, as we get started tonight, thank you for investing your time. Thank you for investing your energy. As you can tell, I'm deeply passionate about this. I'm writing this book right now. So I'm right in the middle of kind of going into the woods and writing this book. And so I'm knee deep in the research of this book and what I want to say to the world. So thank you for investing your time here. Okay. There are 3 components of prey drive. I want you to write these down. And these 3 components are the starting place to really understand the prey drive concept. Number 1, the prey drive has to be activated. See, what had not happened in my wife's life is nothing had ever come along and activated her drive. So she was working at a job she didn't like, with no goals or ambitions, no big future to push toward, and she had no coach in her life. She had nobody pushing her or challenging her. So if the prey drive is not, how many of you know a person right now that's got a lot of potential? You know they have a lot of potential. They got some kind of good talent, but for some reason, man, they just do not have a drive to pursue something. How many of you know somebody like that? Raise your hand. Everybody on here does. And you may say, that's me. For some reason, I know I'm supposed to be doing something bigger, but I can't quite see. Something has to activate. That's why I'm titling the book, Flip the Switch. Something has to flip the switch. For me, it was when I was 15 years old, somebody asked me to be a coach. And when they asked me to be a coach, I started coaching junior pro basketball. And the minute I started coaching people, I loved it. I mean, I fell in love with it. I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I also started speaking at 15. And the minute I was in front of people and I saw the audience reaction to me, I'm like, boom, I love this. What happened to me? Prey drive was activated. At 18 years old, I read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It activated my prey drive. And I said that day, at some point, I'm going to grow up and be as influential as that man, Dr. Stephen Covey. I want to become the next Covey. That's really what I told myself. Does everybody see that? Okay. They say when Clinton met John F. Kennedy, he made up his mind he wanted to be president. When he met John F. Kennedy at 11 years old. Okay. When I met Covey at 25 years old, it's like, this is my guy, man. This is my mentor. This guy changed my life. I'm like, I want to grow up and do what you do. That activated my prey drive. Okay. So for you, if it's never activated, then what happens is you live in a very static position. You wake up, you go through the motions, you try to find a way to make money, you meet your financial needs, and you go to bed and you do it all over tomorrow. There's no dynamic upward spiral towards a dream. Okay, part of prey drive, Dwight Dye, is the pursuit. See, if you study the animal, Tony Barnes, the animal is not satisfied when it captures the prey. The animal is most motivated when it knows it gets to go hunting. Jeff Hunter, you see how cool that is? You think it's capturing the prey. It's not. How many of you have caught a dream before and then you were immediately bored with it? How many of y'all have done that before? Yeah. See, the night I won a championship as a basketball coach, it's like, all right, man, took me 10 years. I figured it out, Sarah. I did it. We're the best. Now what's next? Like the night I won, it's like, okay, let's celebrate tonight. Then tomorrow I'm going to go do something else, man. I've already done this. Okay. So for you, when you're thinking about this, the prey drive has to be activated. This is the power of a coach in your life. It's like activating and reactivating that drive. Okay. Number two, and this is a part that's missing in America a lot. There has to be a persistence to the prey drive. And the persistence piece is there. I have a daily action of working the muscle. The persistence of prey drive. See, dreams take time. Okay, everybody like to wake up tomorrow and have their dream manifested. Like I'd like to just go to bed and wake up tomorrow and there'd be 50 greatness factories around the world, right? That'd be nice, but that's not how this works. Is you wake up and you persist. So one of my favorite Christian books is a book called Long Obedience in the Same Direction. And it is a book by Eugene Peterson. And he was a pastor for many years. And he talked about how easily people fell off the wagon, right? They were on fire and then they're off the wagon. They were on fire and then they're off the wagon. And they, right? But that title, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's one of the best titles ever. Because to do something big in the world, you have to have a long obedience in the same direction. You can't start and quit. And this is what I see people do every day. They start and they quit. 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 Okay. And that's why they're never great. If you study mastery, okay, Tony, I want you to put these notes in here. If you study mastery, there are 3 components to being a master of something. Number 1, you observe a master, typically for 5 to 7 years. You do nothing but watch. Be like Tony Barnes working with me for 5 or 7 years, just watching me. Watch how I talk. Watch how I communicate. Watch how I sell. Watch how I speak. Just observing. Then there's a period of 5 to 7 years where Tony practices what he sees me do. Everybody see that? He actually goes out and tries to replicate what I do. You practice what you see the master do. The third thing is he goes out and has a cycle of doing it himself. Then he becomes a master. And then other people want to study him, right? Look at my journey. I studied Covey for 7 years, from 18 to 25. From 25 to 31, I practiced what I saw Covey do. From 31 to 44, I put it into practice to become Coach Burt. Now I'm no longer a little miniature Covey. I am now Coach Burt. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. Now, so the second piece of prey drive is persistence. The third piece of prey drive, and I definitely think this is missing in most Americans, is intensity. And this is going to play into tonight's webinar because prey drive is an instinct to attack. It is an instinct to pursue. I attack my dreams with a veracity. with an energy. Like, I am not casual with my dreams. I am not casual with my visions. I am not casual with my potential. So when I wake up in the morning, man, I attack things with an intensity. And the tighter I can make the time frame, the more I can compress time, the more pressure I can put on myself, the better it is. Does everybody see that? I want time constraints and I want pressure. Because what happens with dreams is you just have this dream that's, well, you had a dream at 20. Like, I'm even watching this in my own mother. My mother's 60 years old. Her whole life, she's tended to her kids, her husband, her work. And I am now seeing my mom at 60 years old. She's coming to my workshops now. And I am now seeing my mom have these revelations. It's like, I have my own dreams. I have my own goals, and my whole life I spent tending to everybody else. And I'm ready to get serious about my dreams. And I told my wife, listen, when we get married, I've got dreams that were here before you came along. And you had dreams before I came along. And I don't expect you to sacrifice your dreams for me. And I don't expect me to sacrifice my dreams for you. Like I have dreams, and I had these when we came together. You have dreams. I want you to pursue your dreams, and I'm going to pursue my dreams. And then we're going to have dreams together and visions together. Okay. So I want you to understand, intensity is, man, when I wake up in the morning, I set this big, scary, ridiculous dream. And man, I just attack it like a pit bull on a bone. Everybody see that? And I don't stop until I work it out, until like my buddy Tim Story says, walk it out, man. Like the song, walk it out. I just walk it out, and I keep working toward that. So I want you to type in, where are you struggling? Is it activation? Is it persistence? Or is it intensity? Because those are 3 components of the prey drive. I want to see what we got here, Tony. Okay, it's good. It's giving me good feedback here. Yep. So you see a lot of people, okay, and this is typical what we're seeing tonight, Tony, because some people say activation, although what I would tell you is your prey drive can be activated if you are involved in self-development and personal development. Your prey drive can be activated by a number of things. It could be activated by watching a video. It could be activated by reading a book. It can be activated by being in the presence of somebody doing something great. It can be activated by this webinar tonight. Like, I can activate your prey drive. I can challenge you in a way as a coach that can activate and reactivate something inside of you. What's hard for me to do for you is this part number 2 and 3. It's hard for me to live with you every day, to keep you persistent toward your dreams. It's hard for me to come into your life. Like, imagine me living with you, Nathaniel Frederick. Imagine me living with you every day. And every time you got off track, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, stay focused. Get up and let's go, man. Right? Like keep a persistence to you. Like, that's the hard part for people. Okay. So let me ask you a simple question. How many of you believe in your future? Raise your hand if you believe in your future. Okay. Now I'm going to ask a question. It seems like a trick question, but it's not a trick question. Where does your future live? See, a lot of people tell me my future lives in here. I would actually tell you that your future lives in your imagination. Okay. All things are created twice, first mentally, then physically. Okay. I can't see what's in your mind, in your imagination. Right, Rich? Like, I can't see what you're trying to do with your life. Only you can see it. It lives in your imagination. Okay. Now, here's the deal. You can blame me. You can blame your kids. You can blame your past. You can blame your parents. You can blame whoever you want to on why you're not manifesting that future. But at the end of the day, nobody can see it except you. Okay. So here's where the discipline comes in. Either you will become a disciple to that future. The word discipline is a derivative of the word disciple. And it means to give yourself to a person or cause you believe in. So the question is, will you become a disciple to your own future? Okay. And that means, will you have the discipline and the persistence to get up and do it every single day to where you become great at it, where it becomes muscle memory to you. Okay. That's very, very critical to this equation, because I look at people and I go, man, you're not going to manifest your dream because, number one, you don't have the discipline to manifest your dream. You're not a disciple to your own future, man. One thing goes wrong and you want to quit. Things don't go your way and you want to quit. You go 2 years and you want to quit. Okay. I've been studying great people for this book. So I've been studying Amazon, Bezos, Jobs, all kinds of people that have done big things in the world. None of them quit after year 1. None of them quit after year 2. Amazon was not even profitable until year number 10. Okay. They didn't even make it. Bezos told his own parents, who gave him $300,000 to start Amazon, there's a 70% chance that you're going to lose every dollar you give to me. But if it works, man, it can work, right? None of those people quit. Now, he only owns 16% of Amazon. He's the wealthiest person in the world, and he owns 16% of Amazon. That's it. Now, my point to you is, will you become a disciple? Okay. Will you become a disciple? So I want you to think about, I got to activate my prey drive. I had this dream of greatness factories, and a greatness factory, when moms and dads used to drop their daughters off to me when I was a high school basketball coach, they would say, my daughter has got a lot of potential. She just needs discipline, focus, motivation, accountability, structure, confidence. And I used to say, thank you for bringing your daughter to the greatness factory, because we're going to manufacture her greatness. That's what we're in the business of doing. And then when I'm done with your daughter 4 years from today, she's going to be able to do whatever. She's going to be able to run for president of the United States when I'm done with her. Because for 4 years, every day, I'm going to be coaching her every day, 4.5 to 5 hours a day for 4 years. Okay. And when I was done with those kids, they were little stone cold killing machines. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine me coaching you every day, 5 days a week for 4 years. Imagine me being your coach for 4.5 to 5 hours a day for 4 straight years, and what we could do there. So many years later, I had a vision. Okay. Tom Hamill, you may be able to help me here, but because there's a verse in the Bible that I think the young men had dreams and the old men had visions. Okay. Is that right? Okay. And so one day I had a vision, and the vision was, I want to build greatness factories. Oh, thank you. Acts 2. I want to build greatness factories, and for adults. It's where we manufacture greatness in adults. And these things are going to be incredibly expensive, and they're going to be modern, and they're going to be cool. And I'm going to license them all over the world. And at the end of my life, I always said I want to be on a plane and somebody go, now, who is that dude over there? And I want somebody to say, that's the dude that founded greatness factories all over the world, right? Not complacency factories, not mediocre factories. Like, that's the dude that came up with the kind. They're everywhere, right? They're everywhere. And so that's a vision. Now, for me to take that vision and to have the prey drive to see it through to its conclusion. Okay, this is the difference, in my opinion. There's a lot of discrepancy in this, but I have a difference between inspiration and motivation. Inspiration is where an idea has a hold of you, and it is trying to take you to a place that you want to go. Everybody see that? How many of y'all have ever been inspired by something? Like, it's like, I'm inspired. I got a dream. I got a vision. I want to do it. Okay. That's good. But what happens is sometimes it's cotton candy. Sometimes that vision comes in, goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. Motivation, to me, is the ability to see an idea through to its logical conclusion. The word motivate means to move. The word inspire means to breathe life into. So you need inspiration. I need to be inspired. But you need motivation to take an idea, boom. And it's like, I'm not stopping until we do this. Now, as we've started to build these greatness factories, this is where the commitment comes in. It cost me $100,000 for the plans to just design the greatness factory. It was 89 pages long. That's how elaborate the first building was. I bought a piece of land. I designed the plans. So I spent $500,000 on a piece of land to build the greatness factory. This is how committed I am to it. I spent $100,000 on the plans alone. Now I'm $600,000 into building my first greatness factory. I take it to the city that I live in, and the local city planner said, can't build that here. It's too modern. It's too unique. This is what they tell me. This is what the city planners tell me. Said, you're going to have to dumb it down. And I'm like, do you want me to build a greatness factory or a complacency factory? Because it's supposed to be unique. It's supposed to be modern. It was $350 per square foot to build that building, which is incredibly high. I don't care where you live, folks. Now, here's the deal. I'm 600,000 into my dream and I don't even have a building. How committed, Sandy Hutto, do you think I am to this? Okay. Along the way, my wife said, look, whatever you got to do to build these greatness factories, we will sacrifice vacation homes. We'll sacrifice whatever we got to do so that you can be, because I feel like this is a vision that God has given you and you need to see this through. So I go 3 years trying to get this thing built in my city, only to decide I can't build it here. It's not going to work because it's too modern. This is not the right market for me. I need to take it to Nashville, Tennessee. So then I take it to Nashville, Tennessee. And when I'm down there, I'm looking at buying places. It's like, well, it's 4 million, it's 5 million, it's 2 million to build it out. It's all this. I mean, it's just crazy. But I'm committed to it because I don't just see one greatness factory. I see hundreds of greatness factories. Everybody see that? And to have hundreds, I got to have at least one. The key to the many is to the one. Okay. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because when I wrote down my notes for tonight, these are the questions I have for you. When it comes to prey drive and dreams, do you have the prey drive, which is an instinct to see something through to its logical conclusion? Do you have the prey drive to see it all the way through to the manifestation of the concept? Or are you dabbling? Or are you deciding? Because you're never going to be great dabbling. Okay? Have you decided? That word decide means to kill off. Have you decided? Do you have the prey drive to manifest a dream? Okay, and see it all the way through, even if it takes you 10 years. Somebody mentioned Walt Disney a minute ago. Walt Disney come in and looked at something and he said, I want it to be different. I want it to be better. And I want it to be magical. I want it to be different. I want it to be better. And I want it to be magical. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make something that's different. It's going to be better. And it's going to be magical. He didn't say I want to make something the same and boring and average. Right? He said it's going to be different. And I tell my people designing the greatness factor, I want it to be different. I want it to be better. And I want it to be magical. Everybody see that? That's a dream. Okay. So if you don't have the persistence and you don't have the intensity, what happens is you have your dreams forever. And John Hart, you and I used to work with a guy named Phil Cavender who passed away. And he had a treasure chest in his office. And people would come into his office and he would point at the treasure chest and he would say, do you know what that is over there? This is the first thing he would say to people when they walked in his office. And they would go, no, what is that? And he says, that's the chest of broken dreams. Of all the dreams that people wanted to do with their life, that'll never go do them. It's a treasure chest of broken dreams. And it was a physical treasure chest. And I thought it was just the coolest thing in the world to start a meeting off by saying that's where dreams go to die right there, man. All the dreams you had in your life that you didn't have the guts to do, the money to do, the persistence to do, they go to die right there in that treasure chest. It's the chest of broken dreams. It was one of the greatest props I've ever seen. Everybody see that? Now, I want to give you hope. I'm coaching an 81-year-old, 2 77-year-olds, a 74-year-old, and probably, I don't know how many more people in the early 70s right now who are just finding their stride toward their dreams. Okay. It's not age specific. Okay. There is no checkout. You don't check out until you check out. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you as I'm talking about this. What we're talking about tonight is the prey drive to pursue a dream and the prey drive that you need to move towards something. So when you think about it, here's the areas that I wrote down, and this is all in the book. Number 1, prey drive in your potential. Are you still interested in your potential? Number 2, prey drive in your relationships, because it is through relationships that you will manifest the dream. Okay. I met today with the person where we're going to build the greatness factory in Nashville. And I had a plan. I had a proposal for him. I said, this is my dream. I want to purchase your building. Okay. And here's how I want to purchase it. Here's the plan I would like for you to consider with me. Okay. Here it is. And I'm bare and I'm raw and I got a dream. And man, I think I've decided that your place is where I want to do it at. Now, all I want to know is if you'll be open to my proposition for you. Here's how I'd like to purchase it. Here's the terms. Here's the plans. And at first he said, nope, I don't want to do it that way. Here's how I'd like to do it. And I said, look, I understand. And then we talked some more. He said, okay, now I see a second option. He kept talking some more. He could feel my conviction. Then he said, okay, now I see a third option. Okay. And then by the end of the meeting, he's like, Coach Burt, we want to do this with you. We want to partner and make this happen to you. Okay. At first he said, no, I don't want to do it the way you present it. I said, I understand. I just kept talking. What about this? Would you be open to this? Are you open to this? Because it is the key to the many is to the one. One person, you're just one person away from a new season in your life. Do y'all believe that? Okay. Just one person away from a new season. He's one of my people, guys. See, I can build my greatness factory through him. He owns the space that I want to purchase. The key to the many is through him. So I wrote down tonight when it's manifesting a big dream, number one, it's pray driving my potential, man. I got to go do this. I can't not go do this. I got to do it. Okay. I got to do it. I can't not do it. This is my vision for my life. Okay. Then it's pray drive in relationship. Who do I need? Who's the one person who can connect me here? So my next play tomorrow night, I'm having dinner to raise some capital to make it happen. All right. So now I got to go to my second. Now I got the building lined up. Now I got the terms I'm looking for. Now I'm going to go raise some capital. Go, you know what? Here's how much money I need to do this. Then I'm going to present it to one person. Now, several years ago, some of y'all don't pursue a dream because you don't think you have the money. How many of y'all have been there before? Raise your hand if you've been there. T.D. Jakes had the idea of a play, and he had this great play, and he wanted to turn it into a movie. And he kept saying, man, I want to turn it into a movie, but I don't have the money. And he kept saying, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. I don't have the money. And he met one person, and that one person started laughing. He said, are you kidding me? He's like, man, the money part's the easy part. He said, we can find the money. And that person was Tyler Perry. And he said, raising money is easy, right? You just don't believe you can do it. Well, several years ago, I was trying to raise money and I thought, gosh, this is so hard. Like I'm trying to raise $100,000 at a time. I need $800,000 to do this idea. And man, it's so hard. I kept telling myself, it's just so hard. And then I listened to a podcast so I'll go online and I go on YouTube and how to raise capital. And I listened to this dude talk about it. And he's like, have you talked to all your family? Have you talked to all your friends? Have you talked to the people that believe in you? And so I'm like, that's it. I haven't even talked to everybody that believes in me. So I go to this one dude and I said, man, let me tell you the idea I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to raise $800,000 and I'm doing it in tranches of 100,000 a piece. And I said, would you be open to me just sharing an idea with you? And he said, yeah. And I shared it with him. And I said, would you be willing to give me 100,000 for this idea? And he said, you know what? He said, shoot, I'll give you all 800,000. One conversation. He's like, man, forget the 100,000. I'll give you all 800 today if you want it. Now, I went into that thinking, this is so hard. Like, where do I find this right? Where do I find the money? How do I do this? The guy I was having lunch with today that's selling me the property, you know what he was doing today? He was not raising 800,000. He was raising 300 million. That's what he was doing today. He's like, he's building a big complex in Nashville. It's like, here's what I'm doing today. He was all dressed up in a tie. And I'm like, man, are you out doing something big today? He said, yeah, I'm raising, 300 million bucks today. And I'm like, all right, now we're talking, right? Here's the point. I'm trying to raise 800,000. That dude's raising 300 million. And he just confidence, baby. So here's the deal. Pray drive in potential, pray drive in relationship. Third piece of pray drive when it comes to dream is pray drive and opportunity. Pray drive and opportunity. All right. How many of you have had an instinct or a flash of something where it came into your brain and it was an instinct. It's like, boom, that's what I need to do right there. How many of y'all had that instinct? Everybody. Now, how many, that's a prey drive moment. How many of you have had that instinct and you never did anything with it? Right? See? So we're lacking, we had an instinct. Hey, man, that would solve a problem. Hey, boom, there's an opportunity. It's prey drive and opportunity. See, prey drive is an instinct to see it and do what? What does the dog do? I see it, I stalk it, I capture it, I kill it, I bring it home. What does the human do? I see it, I pursue it. I see it, I pursue it. It's an instinct. Everybody see that? It's an instinct. Here's what I've taught myself, folks. Every day when I have instincts, I take action on those instincts. Every day when I have instincts, oh, I need to call Kathy Newcomb. Oh, I need to call Blaine Little. Oh, I need to call Jason Jones. Oh, I need to help that person. Oh, there's an opportunity there. Oh, this is a moment. Okay, let me give you an example. The largest contract I have right now in coaching, I met with a group of people and I had an instinct. There's a bigger play here, much bigger. And I get on the interstate and I'm coming home that night and the executives told me we're going over to the restaurant right beside and we're going to have dinner. Come join us if you want to, coach. I said, no, I got to get home and see my wife and my kids. And I get on the interstate and my instinct was telling me, Megan, this is a huge opportunity. Turn around right now, get off the interstate and go back and walk right in that restaurant and tell them, I want to do something big with you. Okay. That's what my instinct told me. My mind told me, your wife's expecting you to be home. You have to explain this, that, right? And so I called my wife and I'm like, look, I know I'm on my way home. I'm ready to be home. I want to see you. I want to see the kids, but man, I got a killer instinct right now. I got a prey drive instinct. And my instinct is telling me, turn this car around and go back and say something very specific to these people. And she's like, listen to your instinct. Okay. So I get off the interstate and I go back in and it's almost like one of those Jerry Maguire moments, you know what I mean? Where I walk right up in that restaurant and they're sitting there eating and having drinks. And I'm like, I got to say something to you guys. And they're like, sure. And I'm like, I feel we're supposed to do something really big together, real big. And I'm real serious about it. And they looked at me and they said, we feel the same way, coach. We're in. If you're in, we're in. And I went back and we put together the largest coaching contract I ever signed in the history of my coaching career. Everybody see that? That is a prey drive instinct. That is a prey drive opportunity. Okay. All right. Let me give you three more because we're talking about dreams. We're talking about taking instinct on dreams. We're talking about seeing something through. Okay. The next one is prey drive in selling. And we're going to come back over the next 2 nights and we're going to talk about prey drive in closing. Okay, we're talking about very specific things, but to me, prey drive in selling a concept to another person. I want you to write down this cycle. To do something big, you first have a big revelation. You first have a big revelation. That's a sudden dramatic moment. That's what the word revelation means. Sudden dramatic moment. Because of your revelation, you now have a conviction. Conviction is deep-seated belief in something. Because of your conviction, you are now willing to take an action. Okay? When you are selling your dream to other people, what you're doing is you're getting them excited. There's a transfer of conviction. And you need other people to reach your dreams. Yes or no? You're not going to reach these dreams by yourself, folks. Look at everything I've had to do. I've had to find location, raise capital, find people to help me bring it to life, right? Like this is a dream, but I need help. I have to sell the concept to other people. I have to get them excited. Now, think about this. Adam Newman convinced the founder or the CEO of SoftBank to give him $4 billion in less than 28 minutes for his concept of WeWork. And do you know what it says in that book? Masayoshi, the CEO of SoftBank, said that I sensed something in Adam Newman. Guess what he sensed, folks? Prey drive. He said, I didn't even need to see the numbers. I didn't even know if it was going to work or not. I'm betting on this dude. And I'm betting on him so much, I'm going to give him $4 billion for this concept. In 28 minutes, less than 28 minutes. Matsumoto raised $45 billion in 45 minutes, $1 billion a minute in one of his meetings. Everybody hear that? I didn't say $100,000 a minute, $1 billion a minute. 45-minute meeting, $45 billion. That is selling his dream to another person. Okay, right? Think about that, guys. Get your mind around that. Get your mind around. I have a vision and a dream, but I got to go out and sell it, and I got to convince other people to get on board with this dream. Okay. Yes, there will be a replay of this. Now, 2 more, and then I'll take any questions and get you off here for tonight, because I suspect some of you got something to do now that we talk about dreams. Okay, and this is a huge one. Thank you, Tom. The world operates in a world of inertia, and inertia is a resistance. And the resistance is the current of the urgent. Okay, and what we're trying to overcome, Eric Spence, is we're trying to initiate. Okay, I want you to think about this. A lot of what I do, if you come and follow me around all day long, or talk to the people on my team, they would tell you all day long, I initiate ideas, I initiate concepts, I initiate follow-up, I initiate dreams, I initiate conversations. Like all day long, I fight inertia. All day long, I take action, and I'm presenting ideas, and I'm moving, and like my team will tell you, just even getting a second of my time during the day is hard for them, because I'm moving so fast, because I'm just constantly initiating. Nothing happens until somebody starts. Somebody initiates something. Somebody has a conversation. So you need a prey drive to, like, boom, let's go. Let's do this. I got 12 minutes. I got a lot of things to do today. I need to be very succinct in my words, right? Like in my new office when we're building the Greatness Factory, right? Like I'm having them strategically place a bathroom, because right now in my office, it takes me too long to go. Like I got to walk too far to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, look, this costs me maybe 17 minutes a day going back and forth, because I drink a lot of water. I'm like, man, I need a bathroom right here, because I ain't got time to go to the bathroom like that all day long. It costs me too much of my time. Okay. Now, and because I'm watching, every second matters to me. I'm initiating I ain't got time to do. So here's what I don't have time for. If you got big dreams, you don't have time for drama. You don't have time for laziness. You don't have time to worry about what happened last week. You ain't even got time to worry about what happened this morning. What you got to focus on is a relentless focus on the future, on manifesting your dream. Every second matters to you. Okay? There are no wasted seconds. Everybody see that? Okay. And I can't tell you what I hear people talk about during the day. Drama. What happened this weekend? What's going to happen next weekend? This person's mad at this person. This person's doing this. I can't get this person on board. I mean, it's like, where's the intensity here? I don't have time for that. Can you imagine working with some of the biggest people in the world, the Elon Musk, the Bezos, the Jobs? Can you imagine taking them to and talking to them during the middle of the day about drama? Elon Musk is trying to figure out how to get people to space, and you're going to walk up and talk about drama to him? It's like, I guarantee you the dude ain't going to sit there and listen to it. It's like, look, step over there. I ain't got time for this, because he's got big dreams. Okay. And some of you waste a lot of your life worrying. Are they on board? Not on board? Who's in? Who's out? Who's mad at me? Who's not mad at me? Folks, you need to get to the point that some will, some won't. So what? Who's in? Who's going with us? Who needs to step to the side and go do whatever they got to do? Big time people focus on 2 things: ideas and execution. That's it. Okay. Small time people focus on other people and past events. Okay. Just remember that. So every day you need to be initiating. right? Penny, you need to be initiating. Okay, I got this dream. I'm fixated on this greatness factory. I don't have time for anything else right now because, man, I got a big focus. I got a short time. Think about this. There's an old country music song. I got a long way to go and I got a short time to get there. Okay, and I ain't got time for all this or that or whatever else. I'm so focused on this right here. That's it. Okay. All right, and the final piece on dreams, and this is a big one. Thank you, David. Is, man, on closing a deal. I see so many dreams that are just out there in la la land. It's like you open the concept of the dream. You never, like, the word close means to bring something to an end. It is to bring two things together, right? That's closing. And tomorrow night, we'll talk about how do you close more deals? How do you use Pray Drive for those moments? But today in that meeting, when I was asking for that person to partner with me on this building, you know, I basically had to say, Brett Coffee, to him, does this sound like something you want to do? And if it does, what would stop us from just agreeing to it right now so we can get this thing started? Right? I don't want to leave that meeting with an open file, Phyllis. I don't want to leave that meeting with it up in the air. I want to close that loop. I want to use that Pray Drive moment to go, it seems like you want to do this. It sounds like we're on the same page. I believe this is going to be a benefit to both of us. What would stop us from agreeing to it verbally right now and then following back up and putting it in writing for each other? Like just closing it down, man. I mean, just boom, closing it down. That big coaching deal that I signed, I walked into the meeting and the very first thing I said is, I'm here to put a deal together today. We're going to do this today. And I walked in my room. I says, everybody in the room got the same intention I do, because I'm here to put this thing together today. We talked about it. We believe in it. We've agreed to it verbally. I'm here to close this down, to bring two things together and to move forward on this deal. Is that what you guys are here for? Yes, sir. Okay, great. Let's sit down and let's draw it up and let's be done with it. Okay. Now, tonight, okay, that's good. Eric White saying my intention is this. You know, that's something that we teach, and Eric's really good at it on our team, about just starting a phone conversation saying, Sandy, my intention is this. My intention is to help you do this, man. My intention is to do this. Just be clear, right? There's so much sales flirting that goes along in the world. It makes me sick, folks. Learn how to be direct with the person and say, hey, this is my intention. My intention is to help you. My intention is to bring this to an end. My intention is to get it across the finish line. My intention is to move the ball down the field. My intention is to walk out of this meeting with a plan. Okay. Now I'll close this session off tonight. I believe that this is my life's work, activating the Pray Drive in people. And I have studied it at every level you could study it. I do a boot camp on this once a quarter called Flip the Switch. And it is one of the most powerful things I do. I've seen people break down and cry. I've seen people jump up and down. I've seen people have huge revelations. I've seen like you would be like, out of all the boot camps I do, the one on flipping the switch and active, because what I do is I help you find what you're supposed to do with your life. And when you find that one thing, your life takes off like you cannot imagine. I call it finding your voice. And part of flipping your switch and activating your Pray Drive is helping you find your voice, what you are supposed to be doing. So on April 8th and 9th, I'm going to be doing 2 days on Flip the Switch. It's in Nashville. There will be 30 to 40 people there in the room with me. And if you think these webinars are good, you ain't seen nothing like being in the room with me for 2 days. Okay. Number one, Sandy, I'm much taller in person than you think and much better looking. Just joking. But I am very intense, but I'm very positive. Blaine Little was in the room with me last week for fanatical follow-up. And I'm telling you, he could tell you all day long. You can watch it. You can watch it on these webinars all you want to, folks. But it is not the same as being in that room with me eyeball to eyeball. Okay. I've been to Houston with Eric Spence and his team. They watch me every week, but it ain't nothing like me being in Houston eyeball to eyeball, folks. So I will do it virtually. If you want to do it virtually, you certainly can, but it is nothing but 2 days. If you have a kid, a son, a husband, a wife, somebody on your team that you believe has potential, but they have not activated this drive, then I'm telling you, you need to get them in this boot camp, because it will change their deal. And I could, like I said, my wife, when she came to my workshop at 30 years old, she didn't know her pray drive was going to be activated. She came because her company paid for her to come. They paid $50 for her to come to a workshop on a book I wrote called This Ain't No Practice Life. And she walked out of there with a dream and a vision and a hunger like she had never had in 30 years of living. Okay. And she would tell you this story, that it changed her life. Okay. And that was my own wife. Okay. And she wasn't my wife at the time, by the way. Okay. So she changed. She didn't know for $50 she was going to get a husband that night at the workshop. Okay. And I didn't know I was going to get a wife, but that's how the good Lord works. Okay. So here's my point. For those of you that are out there, this is over the next 3 nights, man, I'm going to be giving you some snippets of this pray drive. Tomorrow night, we're going to focus on closing, how to use pray drive to bring something to an end. And we're going to be helping you over the next couple of nights with this pray drive. But if you want to come to that boot camp, just get the virtual or come in person. I really would encourage you. And when I write this book and it comes out next year, Tom Hamill, you just came out with a book, man. I need everybody to buy it. Okay. Because when you write a book, you ain't sold anything till you try to sell a book, folks. Okay. Just trust me. David, you can't pre-order yet, man, because it's not even up. I'm still writing it. It'll be out in February of 2022 is when the publishers are bringing that one out. It'll be in all the bookstores, all the airports. So I think we had a good night tonight. You guys agree? Okay. I want to thank you so much for being coachable. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow night at 5. We're going to keep tackling this pray drive concept. And I'm telling you, it's going to get better and better, folks. So I'll see you tomorrow night, 5 p.m. We will have the replays, and we will send the replays out if you miss it. So thank you for everything.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Charlie. And Charlie, if you got a question, just type that question in and my team can help you.